Hey guys, what's cracking? Godsman here, coming at you with another fight night. It's been a while since we did a fight night. Last time actually being with me and my same co-host here, Zenon, my boy. How are we doing?
Hello. Today I'm gonna be less evil.
We're both going to be heroes, but we're like from different seasons of the anime. As a matter of fact, we're almost on polar opposites of it. Harkening as a callback to season 2 of Vanguard's history, we've got Platina Ezel arriving to hopefully take Ezel out of the dumpster fire and bring it into the limelight once more. And it seems like it might be doing a very good job of it because Platina Ezel is very powerful. But equally as powerful is the new Minerva grade 4, Almighty Minerva, which also brings to the table a whopping huge offense and some other utility cards, including a very powerful grade 2. As a matter of fact, both of our decks had very powerful grade 2s, so we're hoping to see what these two decks have with their new toys as they clash head to head with each other. What's going to be more important, courage or wisdom? Let's find out together. Are you ready to begin, Zenon?
Always more than ready. Let's do this.
Aye. Stand up,
Stand up, my
Vanguard. Vivid Rabbit.
Crimson Lion Cub here.
Draw. For my hand, I discard the main girl herself. Regalia of Almighty Minerva. Dreidel. Witch of Frogs, Melissa. Get the energy generator set, and we pass the turn over.
Stand and draw. Oh, I like this. We're gonna discard Twin Cast, Protection Twin Cast, and ride on the ride deck. Knight of Elegant Skills, Gareth. Then, with the skill of the energy generator, I set it to the field. Here skill, I draw a card, and then I call Sergon to the field. Gareth hasted by Sergon will attack your Vanguard for 21.
Bring it, I don't guard.
Ride check.
Ooh, you're gonna have to take that quick cast back, baby. Looks like it's an OT right off the bat.
Just a fancy crit.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, it's also like an extra card, right? You'll take it. Although I do appreciate knowing you have the twin cast. Okay, in which case, I take 2. 1. Unfortunate. How about the second? Ooh, well, that's gonna deal a blow for me.
It's best that you get those out of the way. I do not need you stacking them on a singular attack and then it just goes burr.
But what if I do?
We're gonna end my turn there.
Keeping Sergon on the field. Very nice. In which case, I'll draw again. This time for my hand, let's discard Protection Magic Prorobi, Energy Charge 3, and Ride, Witch of Ravens, Chamomile. Melissa triggers upon this moment. When Melissa is rode upon by a Genesis unit, I can look at the top 5 cards of the deck and place up to 2 cards from among them into my soul, just like that. Let's see what kind of candidates I can muster up. I see. I place Minerva, and I also place Rerelim into the soul. We'll shuffle the deck. Alright then. From my hand, I call. Here comes Witch of Clarity, otherwise known as Clarity Magic Viviney, with her skill. Counterblast 1. I draw 1 card, and I can choose a card from the drop zone and place it into the soul. Very nice.
But why would you do that?
It turns out there's a skill that I've got in the works for the grade 4 Minerva, but we're going to show that off on the following turn. But I'm not done with this turn either. I'm going to go ahead and call Thasus. Thasus' skill activates. When it's placed, if I've only got the Genesis clan for my Vanguard, then I can look at the top 3 cards of the deck and place 1 into the soul. So once more, let's go ahead and build up some resources here. What do I got? Alright, once more, I'm going to place Almighty Minerva, and the rest are going to be placed on the bottom in any order I desire. Alright. Let's strike swiftly. I attack for 10.
I don't guard. Damage check. No trigger.
Chamomile attacks for 10.
I guard with Blade Feather.
The drive trigger. Ooh. Viviney attacks for 10.
Okay. Almost forgot. Do I take you. Damage check. Heal trigger, but it doesn't go off.
Oh well. And with that, I pass the turn.
I will stand and draw. We'll discard the Twin Cast once again. And then ride into Knight of Superior Skills, Bowmings. Gera skill activates when written upon by Bowmings. I'm allowed to search through my deck for a copy of the Order Reign Supreme King of Beasts.
You know what's kind of funny? Minerva also got an order, but that's the order that everyone plays for order package.
It's just so weird how like that order doesn't specify Minerva at all, or like
it doesn't care. The only thing that even tells you it's for Minerva is that Angelica's in the art.
Yeah, Angelica's on the art. That's the only thing. And next up, what we're gonna do, we're gonna discard a Din Drain to activate the skill of Bowming. Since Gareth and Tearflutter my soul, I'm allowed to take Incandescent Lion Blonde Ezel from my ride deck and ride it as stand with -1 drive.
Ooh. Welcome to the battlefield, King of Beasts, and thank the Lord I went first.
Yes. Oh, definitely, because I'm gonna call the new card Slash Feather Dragon. Since I have a Vanguard with Ezel in its card name, it gets all of the following. Its first skill, when placed, I can counterblast 1 and choose one of 2 skills. I may either draw a card, or choose the Blonde Ezel on my Vanguard circle, and return its drive to full power. So during this turn, my Ezel will swing at you for 2 checks. On top of that, I activate the Order Reign Supreme King of Beasts. Checking the top 7 cards of my deck. For any one grade 3 or less card from among them to call to the rear guard circle, also giving it 5,000 power. We'll call Platina Main Stallion. Then, furthermore on top of that, after shuffling the deck, Platina Main Stallion's effect activates. When placed on rear guard, since I have a grade 3 or greater gold paladin Vanguard, I get Energy Blast 3, check top 3, and call 1 unit from among them to an open rear guard circle. I'll call Serga.
Uh-oh, he's just calling one card after the other.
And then at the end of this turn, Platina Main will return to the bottom of the deck.
Shoot, all of your cards have a way to remove themselves from the all of your cards inside of your Vanguard have a way to remove themselves from the field.
And you know what? We're gonna activate the Slash Feather to draw an additional card.
Okay.
Alright then. Go time.
Go easy on me.
I don't think I will. This attacks your Vanguard for 26.
On the bright side, it's only got 1 drive, so hit me.
I know, remember, because of my Slash Feather, I get...
No, you're right! Ah, crap! Hit me anyway, I can't guard it!
Twin Drive! First.
You've already seen it. No, dude, you're not gonna hit double crit. The universe doesn't want that.
Do you want us to go?
3 damage checks for me. Iteme. Niteme. Third beat. Yeah. I live.
Skill of stare count. I check the top 2 cards of my deck.
Xenon, what the hell?
You get no mercy.
I clearly.
I am up for blood.
Oh, like a true king of BC is. Magnolia's on fraud watch right now, dude. Holy crap.
This attacks your Vanguard. Alright, this Saragon was the one called by the order, so it also... No, wait, never mind. You don't get the +5. You got the +5. But you also get +5. And both of these attacks are hitting for the same number, let me just tell you. Because...
33.
What? No, because the slash specialists also get +5. So this is 38.
Ikteme!
Oh, never mind. Hold on. The slash feathers are balanced. They have to attack a grade 3 or greater to get the +5.
Alright. Ikteme! Critical trigger! Honestly, I just need survival. I don't care about my crits anymore. Holy crap, this deck is fast.
Yes. Bot deck. And then swing for 33.
Wow. Wait, what bot decks?
Bot deck the card from the Saragon.
Ah, that's why. I was like, don't get it twisted now. Yes, let's go ahead and intercept with Thasus.
And then Platina Ezel will bot deck itself.
Can I go?
You may go.
Alright. It's a funny game. Standle and throw. Oh yes, that is what we call an energy cycler, baby. Now then, descending from the heavens with the eternal blade of afterthought. Rebuke all the ignorant masses below. Dreidel. Omniscience, Regalia, Minerva. Energy Blast 3 in order to draw a card. And then, let's look at the top 5 cards of the deck for Chamomile skill. And I place 2 into the soul. Let's place Biscotti and Coco into the soul. Shuffling the deck. Alright then. From my hand, let's go ahead and use some more energy as I call the ace unit, Iskdit. Iskdit skill. Energy Blast, 7. Look at the top. Well, Energy Blast 3, look at the top 7, I should say. Oh, okay, and I can call a card. Oh, is it time? Oh, I believe it's time.
Is it time for what?
So, not only does Iskdit get an extra 5,000 power from this call, but I can call any card that I want, and the card that I'm going to choose to call is another, do I want to call her? Because I could call, you know what? No. I call Coco. Okay. Shuffling the deck. Then, from my hand, I call Rerelim. And do I want to use Rerelim's skill this time? Sure. Why not? Counterblast 1. And Soul Blast 1. I Soul Blast Vivid Rabbit. Draw a card. And then I could choose to call a card or discard if it isn't. I'll call Prorobi.
Oh, interesting.
And now, here comes the big one, Xenon. We'll begin by Soul Blasting 1. I'll Soul Blast this time Rerelim, activating skill of Omniscience, Regalia, Minerva. She allows me the ability to see into the future as I peep the top card of my deck, and I choose to keep it on top. And then, from my soul, there's a card that I placed near the beginning of this game. And now it's time to activate her skill. With the almighty Minerva skill, this grade 4 will allow me to superior ride herself on this very turn, provided that I bind Minerva from my Vanguard circle and I place a card from my hand into the soul. And the card that I choose to place is Minerva. Now, come forth. Donation zone, Kai-Ho! Now, with skill of Big Minerva, things are going to go into overdrive real quickly because I grant 10,000 power to my front row, just like that. No strings attached. And given that her garb is purple, we'll make this purple as well. How nice.
Okay. Unrelated, but this card's gonna go insane when Fenrir gets a strike deck set.
Oh, Rerelim, 100%. I can't wait for Rerelim. Now, art is placed on top, my field is set up, and I'm ready. Prepare yourself, King of Beasts, because I'm on the prowl this time. I attack.
Oh, didn't you also place a Genesis card into the soul with the effect of Minerva?
I did, however, I rode during the ride phase this turn, so I won't be able to get the 5,000 power quite yet.
Oh, that's correct.
And it turns out this was also balanced, in its own way anyway. So let's kick it off. She's going to take aim at Ezel for 20.
We'll guard that.
Marada. Iskdit is next up. Since the opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, 5,000 power. And because I have 4 more rear guards, 5,000 power. Total power, 35.
Oh, that is big.
That's why he's my ace unit.
Pretty fun. Well, we'll just guard that.
Okay then. Almighty Minerva, take aim. Shine the holy light of Omniscience upon this fool. Swing. Skill of Aridity activates. When my Minerva attacks, provided that hasn't stood during the battle phase this turn, I can counterblast 1 to stand this unit, and she gets an extra 5,000 power.
That's pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
What I'll do now is no guard.
Okay. Driver 1. Now the card that I saw to it ahead of time is miraculously a critical trigger. All effects are going to be going to Minerva. So
Okay.
10,000 power and double damage. But 2 more checks to go because we've got the triple drive being a grade 4. Itime. Itime. Third check. No trigger. But it's not over yet. 2 damage for you.
2 damage from me indeed. First check. Oh, a draw trigger. Get to draw a card. Give 10,000 power to my bank. Second check.
But you lost a perfect guard in the process. Now, Minerva, show them your talents. I counterblast 1 and soul blast 3. So let's go. 1, 2, and 3. Nah, not you, Coco. I gotta go big here. We'll do Melissa as well. Minerva, stands back up, drive -2, and then activating skill of Melissa. Melissa, Superior calls herself. And then Counterblast 1. Chamomile, Superior calls herself to battle as well. And just like that, but it's worth it. Minerva, put an end to this. Attack you. This is for 41 with a critical and 1 drive.
Konzengada, Elementaria Sanctitude. Since your Vanguard has the triple drive ability, I'm not required to discard for its cost.
Nevertheless, drive check. Ooh, not quite. Still, it's not over yet. I attack with support.
I had it.
28.
28. Do the funny. I can do some fun stuff. I'm going to double
Rerelim skill after battle. Since my Vanguard's only Genesis, I place 2 cards in her column into the soul to choose a Genesis for the drop zone and return it to the hand. From my drop zone, let's see. Minerva was already serving me well, but I don't need to write Minerva. I add back Vivid Rabbit, just for shield value.
Interesting.
And now, let's attack for 29 on your Vanguard.
No guard. Damage.
Okay.
Trigger.
At the end of the turn, Minerva retreats. We de-stride back into Omniscience Regalia Minerva. The turn ends there. It's not looking good for me, but I know I can make it happen.
And then I draw. Really? Became another one of you. Well, at the start of the ride phase, 2 things occur. I energy charge 3, and Blonde Ezel activates its ability. I get to look at the top 3 cards of my deck. Since I have less than 3 units on the board, call 1 unit from among them to an open rearguard circle. The rest get returned to the bottom of the deck. I'll call my own ace unit. We'll call out Dinner. Deck. And then Dintrain skill activates. I Soul Blast 2 to countercharge 1.
Well, that definitely confirms that I didn't need to try and damage tonight here.
And then, now, for the start of my turn, fully, I ride Blazing Lion Platina Ezel.
Oh, this is gonna be painful, isn't it?
Oh, like you wouldn't believe. Unfortunately, I don't get Persona Ride during this turn, but that's the price I'm willing to pay. So I'm gonna call Incandescent Lion Blonde Ezel. Because Platina Ezel, while I have Incandescent Lion, gets 2,000 power and copies all of the auto and taunt ability of each incandescent in the soul. So, next up, I activate the Act skill of Platina Ezel. Instead of paying a counterblast, I move to Platina the Blonde Ezel from rearguard into the soul, and I add back Reign Supreme King of Beasts to my hand. gaining 5,000 power. Next up, I also, since you are at grade 3, perform the next 2 following abilities. All my front row rear guards get plus 5,000 power, and since there are at least 4 cards in my damage zone, Ezel gets a critical.
Oh, limit to break.
Ultimate break. Next up, I activate Reign Supreme, King of Beasts. Checking the top 7 cards of my deck, call any one unit out from among them.
Okay.
Platina Stallion.
Frick!
It just keeps going.
I petitioned for Ezel to call from its hand.
Platina Main activates its effect, and I call out Sajas. Actually, you know what? Honestly, I don't want to call. Nothing good here is worth calling. I have a better card in my hand to call.
Okay. Yay, the petition worked. You must now call from your hand.
Then I just gotta keep this guy. And then I call Exaltus. Smile.
Exaltus, ladies and gentlemen, is a card that lets your Ezel get all your front row rear guards to 5,000 power, and Ezel has the ability to CB in order to call 2 units to the field on attack. So that's a cumulative 20,000 power for free.
You know what I'm gonna do? My rear guard here has served their purpose. I'm gonna call another Exaltus.
Oh.
Do you know what that means?
You get to stack.
My goodness. Yep.
I'm in pain. I'm in constant pain.
So we're gonna swing with this column first, activating the skill, boosting both of my rear guards by 5,000 power. So this attack is coming at you for 28,000. Oh, you also get this one. Let's forget that, because you are called by people.
28. That's gonna attack. Okay. Ezel's huge, and the next few attacks are also going to be large, but not as large. Which means, since this scales back, if there's I need to take a heal trigger no matter what. Which means... Well, this is likely anticlimactic, but... Zen, I'm a boy, that's checkmate. I have to take.
Oh, really?
But I have 3 heal triggers in deck, and one of them show up, one of them show up, one of them show up.
Yo! Alright.
Okay, then.
Dindrain's going to activate
It's not
its skill. Bot decking the Exaltus to stand itself. Then this Exaltus is going to swing, applying the same boost. So this is swinging for 25 on your next.
Let's guard with Biscotti. Activating skill of Biscotti. Counterblast 1 in order to draw a card.
Next up. Oh yeah, you have to bot deck yourself. So, Jeff, would you like to know a fun fact of...
You can CB2 to call more, I know.
Yep. So first, you activate the 1 effect. Not the grade.
But, you know, you're basically only going to CB to call to that 3rd open rear circle, because you need to call to open rear circle, which is the big issue.
Yeah. But this shuffling does set me up. Way. Actually, we're gonna shuffle, and then I'm pretty sure the way this works, I can activate her skill before activating the second instance of the skill. But you know what? Just to not, I'm just gonna do it like that.
Yeah, that's probably the safer way to do it. I actually have
Also,
a recent
because- okay.
timing rule here with the Groker's gauge being like that too.
Yeah, also just so I can you know.
Oh, is Azalta's back? Ah, frick. Ah, frick!
Yep, Azalta. This is back. Let me tell ya. Shuffle the deck, and then also I can now use her skill, throw this into Soul, check the top 2, put one to hand, keep the other on top. By the way, let me tell you, each time Platina activates its effect,
It gets,
gets an additional
10,000 power! Why? This entire game is me just like groaning. I'm going to activate the Blitz Order Elementaria Sanctitude! I'm not even going to let you count that number! I'm not even going to let you count it. Thinking on the discard though, let's see. So Azaltus is going to swing. So Azaltus gets... So Azaltus is going to be 38 basically, right?
And Cocoa is going to be 46.
Okay. I have to pitch this just in case then. Oh, you kept a card on top though, which is the thing that concerns me.
First check's a critical trigger.
Mm-hmm.
All power goes to the Azaltus.
So far, every check of yours has been death.
Second check.
Okay.
I do need you to die this turn now, or else
I hear you.
It's the poop. This is 48 2 critical.
No. As a matter of fact, take 2 more of my criticals.
And then you get bomb decked. 46? Maybe?
I can actually block that. Let me look here.
25 base shield.
Yeah, I can do this. So I'll guard. Let's see, with how much CB I have, I don't think I can countercharge this turn, so I'll guard, and I'll intercept. That Vivid Rabbit I added earlier helped. It clutched! It clutched!
Pass the turn.
I did it! I did it! I'm a genius! I'm a genius! Stand and draw. Why not? Okay. Now, Zeno, I propose to you a very fascinating interaction. So, let me show you something here real quick. I'm going to energy charge 3. From my hand, I call Thasus. I look at the top 3 cards of the deck. I could choose it for one. What's that?
No, we'll talk about it later.
Place a card. And the others go on the bottom of the deck. Then, check this out. Because I have a grade 3 Vanguard and I didn't ride this turn, I play Gratias Gradale and activate Persona Ride. Drawing 1 card and 10,000 power goes to the front row.
You did have that.
And then Soul Blasting for skill of Minerva. Look at the top card of the deck. And I can either put it on the top of the card, or I'm going to keep it in the soul. Let's put it in the soul. And then, from the hand, I place one card from my hand into the soul, and Sperioraido. Ultimate Regalia of Almighty Minerva. With Minerva's skill, an extra 10,000 power goes to the front row. Okay, that's 20,000 power to this front row. That's pretty good. Now, I think it's time for me to just commit, because I'm running out of options. I call from the hand. Batoda. Minerva, with support. Finish this fight. Seize me victory through the claws, the clutches of defeats. 41,000 power, 3 drives.
No guard.
All right then. Now, cast it upon him. Light of Revelation. Iteme. No trigger. Niteme. Heal trigger. Recovering 1 damage. Power to Prorobi. And then, the third check. Critical trigger! Critical goes to Minerva. And power to Thasus. Finish it with style, my Vanguard.
No.
Wisdom's Rebuke. And that's the game.
So I'm pretty sure there was a grade 3 to call alongside the Cocoa, and if I did it, I think I killed you. If I had an attack with like an extra 3k power instead of this, were you dead?
Well, I had I had this in the hand.
So you were just barely alive.
I would have started the turn with just Gratias Gradale and the trigger I drew.
But that, that would honestly be enough. My hand, even with the twin, because my hand, even with the twin cast, wasn't enough.
Oh, that was a good fight, though. Holy crap. That was scary. That was really scary, bro. I looked left and right, and it was big number, more board, more crit. I'm like, no, what can I do? I just have to give it a Minerva. Like, literally, this is like grade 4 gaming in a nutshell. Please, just let me get to my grade 4.
You always managed to get to the... I was 2 deals down.
Oh, that's what it was. You know what, though? I will say, Minerva has a lot of strong points, and so does Ezel. Ezel has a lot of extra plus in its disposal. Its ability to use the Order and Recurrent gives you access to things like Tateful and Saragown. Being able to also get good advantage for the Slash Dragon now. Okay, yeah, nothing too fancy on these from the Slash Dragon, and that if that wasn't enough, right? You also have access to the Sages as an early turn beater that can also get more power, and so can Coco. So even when defensives, which would normally kind of hurt Ezel, those cards can scale beyond a defensive trigger as well. So the power, the speed, the aggression, the resources, it's all there. Ezel's really cool. I think one of the only things that might hold Ezel back is that at certain points in the game, if you don't see like Dindrain, you could CB choke, especially because it takes a lot of soul, but I think Coco just solves that problem anyway. So it's just kind of there. I don't think it's a meta deck because the decks that are on top are just like at a level power creep that I don't think Ezel can exceed. But Ezel does have a strong X factor, which is that it's insanely fast, it feels like, but it can't get a lot of your good stuff going until the opponent is grade 3 or greater. So it still has to wait.
But if you go first and you got my board set up going against a grade 1 Vanguard,
it's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of ridiculous, right? I mean, just being able to call it grade 3 against an AK base is insane, right? Because that's already a 10k guard.
The only thing that you lose out on for that one extra turn is multi-attack, and some of the extra power, but still, first of all, this card's just nuts.
Oh yeah, Adultus is the nuts, right? Adultus doesn't even have a grade restriction behind it, right? So you actually could still enhance your power, although you can't multi-attack until like the opponent's grade 3 grade, but that's still really good.
Dodges as well.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a column that's a Stages plus Coco.
I thought you were gonna do that, dude. I thought that's what you were gonna do, but like, thankfully your calls weren't that good.
It's like they didn't line up the way I needed them to.
Right, it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
It was still good though. It was a fantastic display. Minerva here, it has some strengths and it has some weaknesses. I think the card advantage of this deck is still a little weak. Your best card advantage comes from Minerva herself, which Minerva is effectively getting you like 4 cards in the hand. The original Minerva was just like a twin drive that you discard to get another drive, so it went net neutral on overall card advantage. This one's just getting you 2 extra drives, right? And one thing that's great about Minerva is that because of the constant power and your new restandard unit, you're able to just beat down your opponent and still gain a lot of power and like advantage, but it's on the back foot. So early on, it's not very good. And your ride line is very it's very like retrospective in its advantage engine, because it doesn't actually get you any draws or any searches or whatever. It just helps you put cards into soul, and then later on you can recall them from soul blasting, which mitigates, but it's still very back-ended once again. Another thing about this deck though that I think is really worth talking about, so the grade 2 that we used, right, this is Viviney. Now her skill, although the some of the translations call her Bertoli or something like that, I think, so the core's still out on what her name is exactly. So I want to spotlight this card a little bit. This effect, to put a card per drop zone and draw, like really strong already. Like it's very comparable to your grade 2, which lets you either set the drive back to 2, or you can get like power and then bot deck draw by EV3, right? So this one's kind of similar, but this restand effect is not grade locked to the opponent. So this card should be a 4 of no matter what. If you're going first, which is Minerva's, it's still a weakness of Minerva, because the grade 4 only gets effects if the opponent is at grade 3, right? So if you're only fighting against a grade 2 opponent, the only reason that you would do Minerva is just to get the triple driver swing. Like, that's the only reason you would do it, which may be about as valuable overall, admittedly, but it retires itself afterwards. So you'll have to find a way to put it back in, which this is one of them. But what's up?
You can't even ride grade 4 Minerva until the opponent's grade 3.
Well, oh yeah, because it gets the ability to ride itself. Never mind. Thank you for the correction. You can't even do it. So redact that, right? I totally missed out on that. You can't even do it. So please don't attempt it. You can't. But despite it still keeping that weakness, this helps. And once your opponent is grade 3, it's showtime. There's a lot of ways to lap out this deck though, right? CB is really tight, and if you don't see Angelica, it's gonna hurt. You saw me play Gratias Gradale to get the huge power up for the big burst, but you can also play Forbidden Surrogate. Forbidden Surrogate allows you to call Angelica from the deck automatically, and it lets you search your grade 4 Minerva. That's huge as well. Lots of good stuff there. Lots of ways to take it, but there's another thing to consider, right? Minerva can ride as an act. So much like with Vanguard or Richter, if you were able to get one of these handy dandy Minervas and Persona Ride, then you're able to rewrite over that and get 20k to the front row. But you can't get the 5k bonus because you rode. So the only way to get the 5k bonus is to put in a Genesis and not have ridden, which is very specific. So that asks a question: do you want to offer more Persona rides the way I did for more pressure, or do you want to play a little bit more of a stable game plan, play less quote-unquote bricks in that case, and then play things like Gratias Gradale? Not Gratias Gradale, play things like Forbidden Surrogate, and then just kind of rely on being able to get an extra 5k to still make it a nice 15 to front row. There's a couple build varieties there. So Minerva asks us a lot of questions. reactions, and it's very up in the air what Minerva's going to end up being like. I personally am a lot more convinced by Ezel, because I think Ezel's blueprint is a lot more cohesive and it's very fast, whereas Minerva is slow, but once it hits its turn, its big turns, it feels like one of the best burst turns in the game right now, especially if you can get 6 attacks. This deck is so insane. If it wasn't for the fact that it's super CB hungry, it could have really gotten out of hand, but Bushy at least held it back on that. So well done there. I like the way, I like Minerva, even though it has its issues, and admittedly, it is still just more or less like big multi-attack bursts, so it's not bringing anything too new or interesting to the table. Considering that the original Minerva stride was like that as well, I think they did pretty good overall. All right. We're gonna call that a fight night there. If y'all did like this fight, both its highlights and its solo lights, maybe me squealing like a little baby, then do be sure to check out some other fight nights, because that may or may not have happened before as well. But if you're looking for other Vanguard content, then definitely check out other channel, like other videos on my channel. We've got top 10s, discussions, custom card reviews, anime reactions. We've got the deluxe series going on right now, so you want to see those particular kind of card fights, very thematic, definitely check them out. We've got a lot of talented card fighters trying to vie for the crown of deluxe there. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and once again turn on that handy notification bell so you don't miss the next time I upload. With that said, take care and God bless y'all.